The first thing that we need to be able to do is write our system of equations in the form of an augmented matrix. So I'm going to just show you how to write this one in an augmented matrix, and then I'm going to read this definition, and hopefully it will make a little bit more sense after we kind of see it. So we can solve systems of equations in 2 variables with 2 equations, or with 3 variables and 3 equations. For this one here, to write it in an augmented matrix, all we are doing is kind of writing the coefficients. So here my x coefficients are 3 and 4, so that becomes my first column. My y coefficients are 4 and -2. More times than not, you're going to see a bar in your augmented matrix, and that represents those equal signs. And then what's on the other side is a 7, 5. And that is it. That is my augmented matrix. Okay, so this augmented matrix represents this system of equations. So let's read the definition here. It says the matrix used to represent a system of linear equations is called an augmented matrix, in which each row represents the constant from one equation, both the coefficients and the constant on the other side of the equal sign. So notice this row right here represents my first equation. This is 3x plus 4y equals 7. And then the second row is my second equation. 4x minus 2y equals 5. It goes on to say, and each column represents the coefficients of a single variable. So exactly the way we wrote it, we said, what are my x coefficients? That's 3 and 4. So this column right here represents my x variables. Then we said my y's were 4 and -2. So this one is my y. We have our equal sign, and then what our equation there equals. And then it lastly says a variable that does not appear in the equation has a coefficient of 0. Okay, so let's try B here to do the same thing. If I want to write this as an augmented matrix, my x variables or constants are 1, 3, 1. My y is -1, 3, 1. My z is 1. There is none here, and that's what I underlined. A variable that does not appear in the equation has a coefficient of 0, because that's the same as saying plus 0z, but then I don't really need a 0z. So we'll have 1, 0, and then 2. I'm going to put a bar for my equal sign. It just kind of breaks up the numbers, and then 10, 5, 2. Okay, and that is it for writing augmented matrix.